What was the story?
Well, we're talking about my mother giving up everything when she left my dad to go from luxury and living at Pleasure Point across the street from the beach. Not having to work, to moving out and having nothing, going on welfare.
Wow.
And how old were you when that?
Cleaning apartments. How old was I? I was young. I was little. Maybe 9.
Okay. So,
Then we went to San Jose,
oh, from there you went to San Jose?
I think. No, I think she stayed in Santa Cruz. And yeah, she stayed in Santa Cruz. Got a job at the Hazlitt Apartments, which was right in the same block as my grandma's house. Grandma Renfro.
Renfro, okay.
So we lived in one unit, and she worked cleaning apartments. It was almost like a motel. We stayed there for a year. Well, people in and out, but we were there full time.
Was it kind of like a vacation spot? Okay.
And they're still there.
Yeah, we'll take a drive there.
Okay.
You think you remember where it was? Yeah? We'll do a drive-by.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The house looked so different because when we were there at my grandma's, the big house we called it.
That was Grandma Renfro's house?
Okay. It was the Spanish style with the tile roof and 2-story, and the bedrooms were upstairs, and they had little balconies off the bedrooms.
Looking out to the ocean? Or, oh, beautiful.
But now it's all boxed in.
Makes you wonder why somebody would do that.
Yeah.
Well, with the privacy maybe, but
Maybe to have a view.
yeah. So after your mom left, did you ever go have like visits with your dad still, or no?
That was the end. That was the end. No grandparents, no dad,
Wow.
no money.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't notice.
Yeah. At that age, you don't really know the difference. Was that because of your mom wanted it that way, or okay?
But she was a saver. She's even on welfare. She managed to save money and buy half. She was partners in a lot on the same block.
Really? I never knew that.
It was for me and my brother,
What was your brother's name?
Don.
Don. Okay.
Was he stationed in Europe or somewhere in Italy at some point?
He was in Spain for
Spain.
two hitches.
Okay, because I saw a picture of, it said Spain, and I have written in there it was your brother,
Uh-huh.
and they're in a horse carriage.
Yes.
Yes, and holding a baby, so the baby must be
Phil.
their son.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
I remember that picture.
I think I scanned it when I was at your house. So.
Mm.
And then I try to remember, Kayla asked me one day, the name, Clarine,
Uh-huh.
is your mom?
Uh-huh.
Your real name is Clara, right?
No.
No. Clarine. Your name is Clarine.
She's Clara.
See, this is why I screw this story up, and
Oh.
she's confused. So let's clear this one from your mouth to her ears.
So your born name.
No middle name. No middle person.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
middle person.
I was Clarine,
Larry. Okay.
and I hated it
Why?
because I was called Clorox. Just an ugly thing. Or Clarence.
Oh.
So, when my father died, I was staying with my aunt. I spent a lot of time with her in Rio Vista.
Okay.
Was in Rio Vista at that time. Anyway, I was complaining about everything. And
You must have been a teenager.
13 or.
I said, and I hate my name. And she says, well, who do you want to be?
Your mom said this?
No, my aunt.
Oh, your aunt. Okay.
She's kind of spoiled. And so I says, Jody. And she says, you can't be Jody because we have a friend called Jody already. So I says, well, okay, Judy. All right.
From there on, it's been a Judy.
That started the whole thing.
And that was never legally changed, right? That was just, okay. And so.
But it's on everything. It's on my,
That's great.
it's legal now.
You were able to do it back before they wanted
Yeah.
money to have your name changed and all the documentation.
So I think back on it now and I think, how could I get by with that? You know, going to school
Getting married, getting a passport.
and my Social Security.
Well, who knows? Maybe there's another Social Security for someone named Clarine.
Yeah. Maybe there's a whole lot of money waiting for Claire.
Hey, who knows?
We'll do a search for you, Grandma. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something was left in your. So if your mom was Clara, Grandma Clara, Grandma
Irene.
Hawks. Irene was her middle name? So there, she took her first name and her middle name to create your name. That's where this started.
I think my father did that.
Okay. Got that?
So,
Her mom's name was Clara. Her middle name, Irene.
Clara Irene, what was her maiden name?
No.
I just put them together, Clarine.
Clarine Moore? Moore was her last name?
Clara Irene.
No, her name,
Her.
her maiden name was Moore.
So she was born
Clara
Irene
Irene
Moore.
Okay.
And then she was adopted, and she was Dodie. Because her
Jody.
mother died when she was a baby.
D-O-T-Y. Last name Doty.
Jody? Oh, okay.
But I don't think that was a legal adoption either. I think that
No.
was just a family taking her in and
Why did she, what happened?
She was the youngest, and her father, when her mother died with all these kids, she was the youngest one. I think she was 3.
Okay.
Uh,
Where was this at? Was this was in California yet, right?
No, this was Missouri.
Missouri, okay.
But, yeah, my mother was working in the family. The family that adopted her had a restaurant,
Okay.
and she was working in the restaurant. And a friend of hers was my Aunt Helen. And they got friendly, and she thought, I have a brother that you would, it'd be really nice for you to meet.
Okay.
So it was an arranged marriage.
Huh.
what was the brother's name?
It was Helen's brother was my father.
Oh, okay.
And that's why my mother hooked up with my father.
Oh, and from there they took off to California?
No, she went.
So was he
Yeah, I don't know where they got together.
was he already living in California, or
Who took a train at 16 years old from Missouri to Stockton? Was that your mom? To meet a guy?
Yeah, my father.
okay.
How did you know that?
You told me this story. You're trying to get sly. I gotcha. What else did I tell you, Sandy? Family secrets coming out.
She's like,
And she's not drinking wine.
Where did you work before you retired?
Del Monte.
How long did you work there for?
I think it was 13 years.
What kind of work did you do doing that?
All different kinds.
Yeah?
I started out in the cannery because the kids were going to school and I needed money for school clothes. So, and I didn't want a full-time job.
Okay.
So the cannery was perfect, you know, it's seasonal. It's long enough to get school clothes money and then you're home.
Is that cannery in Monterey? Cannery Row?
No.
No?
That was fish.
Oh.
Where were
Del Monte, is that the one in San
Yeah.
Leandro?
we? Yeah.
Okay. Greenhouse?
Mhm. No, first the cannery
Okay.
in San Leandro, and then promoted to the greenhouse, which is much nicer. The cannery wasn't bad, because that's another story.
Oh.
Yeah, I was started out working on the line, they called it. There's a belt that's going in, it was peaches.
Okay.
So half peaches were going down on this belt, and you had to take the seeds out if there's any that had seeds,
Okay.
or take out the bad peaches.
Kind of just quality control.
Yeah. But you had to work fast. From there I went to the machines that cut the peaches, and that was kind of scary. Putting the peaches on this blade,
Okay.
they would split it. But the trouble is, you're right by where they dump the peaches out of the boxes.
Oh my God! Did you get covered in the juice?
Oh, the
Ah!
buzz.
Oh!
Peach buzz.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was miserable. I was almost gray with peach buzz at the end of the day. And then they felt sorry for me there, I think. Because they asked if I wanted to be a way girl. I took anything to get away from that spot.
Is that what a way girl is?
Yeah. So the way girl, you go, you have this tray and go along and collect samples from each line of the cans that are coming out, because here the peaches are already in cans.
Okay.
And sealed. But they have to check them every so often.
Just like quality control.
It is quality control. So that was pretty nice. And then after that, I got a job in the lab that's just connected with the weighing.
Mhm.
And then from there, they closed that department. And that's when they sent me to Walnut Creek. Yeah. And that was a totally different job. I had to learn the biotech side, the more I had to learn algebra, had to go to take a night class.
Really?
because of the formulas.
Was this one of the jobs you lied? I remember being a kid and you were talking about you lied on your resume to get a job, or am I not remembering something
Yes,
correct?
I did. To get in the very beginning, to get to a job in the cannery, I thought, well, say you have experience.
Yeah.
So I said I had worked in the cannery and I worked. They say what product, and I said asparagus or something totally unrelated to what they do. Because they only do fruit. They only did peaches and pears. Peaches, pears, and some tomatoes.
Okay.
But I got the job anyway. And then from Walnut Creek, they closed that program, and they were really cutting jobs. So it was either Gilroy or nothing, the seed
Okay.
farm. And that was something else I had to learn.
That was seeding?
The
Okay.
seeds, running tests on seeds, and getting plantings together to ship out.
Okay.
It is. Grab a chair.
Look how pretty she looks.
Aww, she looks cute with her hat.
I know. Isn't that cute?
Aw, that's a good picture of her. She'll like that.
Oh! That's Tamara.
Yes, her mom, isn't she cute?
That is good. That's a good picture.
That's really cute.
Was she at the beach?
Yeah, they're down there, so it's windy now, so I got.
Yeah.
It's not windy up here.
I know it's nice.
Cozy.
Maybe it's nice water. You need ice when it get colder.
Okay.
So then you did seeding.
Yeah, then I spent the rest of my years there,
Okay.
and I was working by myself in the lab, which is it's just a warehouse,
Okay.
and they have all the seed stored, and valuable seed that it's taken generations to cultivate.
Okay. So they like selectively bred things to get like this
Oh, yeah.
specific plant. Okay.
Yeah, for different things, for disease resistance, different things. So anyway, the seed is valuable. So they have a mouse problem.
Oh, okay.
So my neighbor had a cat that had kittens. And I got 2 of the kittens.
Okay.
It was like a tabby.
Okay.
The kittens turned out tabby. She was more like Siamese. Anyway, I had to get permission to keep a cat. So I asked him, sold the story, and he agreed, okay, we can have a cat.
Good sales pitch of help with the mice problem.
Yes. Save on rodents. So I had permission for a cat. Well, I had 2 cats. And one time, the boss was in the lab talking, and he's a big guy from Kenya,
Oh, okay.
and had this British accent, very sophisticated.
Got it.
We're talking, and there goes a cat. And he says, "Oh, this is the rodent control."
Yes.
And then, not long after that, there goes another cat.
It's just working so well. We needed another.
Yes.
Is this Tom and Jerry?
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that their names?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cute.
I had to come up with names real fast. because we're gonna take him to be neutered. The two cats look the same. Tom and Jerry.
What colors were they?
They were like a tiger, a gray tiger.
Okay.
And he lived to be, well, one lived to be an old cat.
And one of them had allergies, right?
Yes.
They had allergies. She had to put eye drops in their eyes. Your problem child, work cat.
Eating that job that brought you to guilt. Oh, go ahead.
And in the lab we had this stool by the mattress cup, and it had a cloth top. The cats like to sleep on it. Well, Abba, that's his name, came in and he sat down on the stool to look into the microscope.
Uh-huh.
Oh, when he stood up, his rear was covered with cat hair.
You had no idea?
He didn't say a word.
Keep it quiet. Keep my cat here. It's therapy.
I feel like you would have to have a cat working in a lab setting. Or
Oh,
just,
and there was so much company.
yeah.
And the lady that took my place when I left, she loved cats. So she made a box for him, made a sign, Jerry Del Monte.
Oh.
And that cat would lay in the box and business would be conducted in the lab. The cat just, everybody liked the cat.
It's a good idea.
And when she retired, well, she didn't retire, I guess. She was still working there. No, she must have retired because she brought the cat home.
No.
Oh, did she?
She took it home with her.
Wow.
Jerry got to retire also.
Yeah.
He's thinking, what's this? Where's my home?
I know. He probably liked it there. Yeah.
That's all he knew.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been good though. That way, he was still going to be taken care of. So.
Yeah, and a good home. She invited me over for lunch one time. And there was Jerry Del Monte's little towel on her couch.
Jerry Del Monte.
And then she had all these bird feeders out in the backyard, so she's plenty of birds to entertain him.